Alrighty, we're gonna do a little unboxing today of the DJI Mini 2. I've had the Mavic Mini for a while and just gonna do a little pros and cons of the two and just what I've found to be my favorite features of both and kind of compare them. So we'll get started with the DJI Mini 2. Just got it in the mail, so alright. The packaging is definitely a lot smaller than the Mavic Mini. I think that's mainly because they had the propeller guards in there. Otherwise, I don't really know why it's so much smaller. Oh, it looks like it just came in the carrying case, actually. So there's nothing else in the box other than just the case that it comes in. It's got a tag, that's about it. And a strap. It almost looks like a camera bag. That's all it is, really. It's a lot smaller than I imagined. Alrighty, I guess we'll unzip this. It's a really nice material, actually. It almost feels like it's waterproof. I might dump some water on it, maybe. Test that out. Alright. Yeah, it seems like it's got a really good seal on it, so it actually might be a little bit of waterproof. But I don't think Mavic said that it was, or DJI said it was, so we're probably not going to do it. Alright, well here's the controller. I'm assuming these are the batteries. And the drone. The drone came nice and wrapped. And it's got the propeller strap on it right here. So that's a nice addition, because if anyone who's had the Mavic Mini knows that when you're putting it away in its case, it's really kind of difficult to, especially these bottom ones, to fit inside its case. All right, we got this as well. This just looks like a little owner's manual. Yeah, owner's manual. We don't need that. All right, and that's about it. There's not much else in there. Looks like there's a pocket right here. Oh, nice. Bunch of stuff. Yep, there's a zip-in pocket right on the lid sleeve of it, basically. And this looks like it's just got the extra propellers with the screws. We got 3 additional packs, so that should be enough for, oh, I guess there's 4 blades. So, and a screwdriver to replace those blades. Same as the one on the DJI Mini. All right, and some extra joysticks for the controller. Nice. Wow, this is definitely a lot heavier than the DJI Mini controller. It's got a lot more weight to it. Feels like the same weight as the DJI Mini with the phone already in it. So I don't mind the weight though. It actually is kind of nicer to hold in your hands. It doesn't feel as chintzy. It feels a lot heavy duty and a lot better quality. A lot better quality. All right, and then here's the cords that just plug into the controller to connect to your phone, so you can get that live stream on the DJI Fly app. And these look like the batteries, I'm assuming. Yep. Yep, here is the battery charger. So there must be, yeah, there's already a battery in here, I'm assuming. You definitely can tell by the weight. Outlet. And I'm assuming this is the charger. Yep. So that looks like that's all in there. Actually, there looks like there might be another. Nope, nothing. Alrighty. So here's everything that it comes with. Not a lot of bulkiness. Like when you're unboxing the DJI Mini, there's tons of different packages or like packaging that's in there. So there's really nothing that you're throwing away other than the plastic that's coating these things, but I guess we'll dive into it. We don't need to do anything with the propellers. All right, I guess we'll just start with the controller on this. I haven't even really watched any reviews on this, so I'm not really sure how it works per se. Okay, so there you go. There's basically these two little lips right there. You can get under them with your nails, and you pull it out, and that's definitely what your phone goes into. So nice. And it looks like the cable that connects to your phone is already in there. It just winds right up. That's really nice. Can come unplugged. There's no reason to unplug it at all. So just leave that in there, and it wraps right around, so you don't have to take it off every time. You can just leave it in there. So that's really nice. And then the joysticks are just right in the bottom right here. You can screw those in. Well, these are actually feel like aluminum versus that plastic. You can tell by when you're screwing it in, the threads are actually catching a lot harder. So yeah, this is a much nicer feeling controller. It feels a lot better in your hands. It's not super tiny. I have decent sized hands too, so this kind of fills them in, and yeah, it feels good. The biggest thing I noticed right away is the normal, Cine, and sport mode is right on here, so you don't have to go into the app when you're actually flying. You can just change it live time, so that's really nice. That's probably the biggest feature that's a change. I really enjoy that on it. Yeah, that's really nice. All right, we don't need the charger. And there are extra joysticks, like I said before, so I guess just keep those in your spare pack, or, well, keep them in this with it in case you lose it. All right. Just some stickers. Can't even read them because they're not in English. All right. Okay, this is a very nice protector, prop protector. I think that's mainly because you just put it in here. You don't really do anything else besides just drop it in. So it definitely protects the propellers on it. I'm not really sure how this comes off. It just snaps. All right. Yeah, so this just snaps off. It's just kind of a rubbery, almost, yeah, it's all flexible. I guess it's just hard enough to protect the propellers on it, or the blades, so that's nice. That's a nice addition to it, I guess, but they kind of are forced to because the original Mavic Mini is just in a box, so they don't really have to put it in a soft bag. It's in a hard box, which is one thing I kind of wish they stuck with, because this soft, it's almost like a camera case. It doesn't really protect much. I mean, you can tell right here, you put it in a bag, you're not really getting any protection from it, as it can bend and everything else, so that's not very convenient at all. So right away, there's really not much difference in the frame at all. The only thing that you can tell is different is there's a front light right here. I don't even know if it works because I haven't flown it yet, but the propellers, or the arms that fold out, they've got closed electric motors in them, so they're not open or screws. I'll show you in a second with the DJI Mini, but I'm not going to take all these stickers off right now. But you got the gimbal guard that just snaps on and off, the same as the one on the Mini, and there's some stickers here. I'm not really sure what those are for at all. Okay, well, there's that. And one nice thing about this is when you're flying the Mavic, or the Mini 2 now, these blades actually with the orange tips on them, you can tell how close you are to an object, because when they're spinning so fast, you really can't see how close you are to like a wall if you're trying to get really close or something. But now if you're watching it, you can really see how far out these really are because they spin so fast, you can't even tell. But I guess we'll see if the battery's even charged. And it's not. They put a dead battery in it, nice. Yeah, and these are dead as well. Okay, whatever. I guess we'll take the sticker off. And it's the same back as the DJI Mini, except one minor thing. You can actually charge your battery through this live time, so you don't have to take it out and put it in here, which is one thing that's nice. I mean, I probably won't even use that much, but I guess you can charge batteries, like more than one battery at a time. So I guess that's nice, a nice addition to it. Put that gimbal cover back on just when we're messing around with it. So there is that. Pretty much the only things you're going to be using right here. First impressions, definitely this is seems like a lot better grade plastic. It doesn't feel chintzy, and it doesn't feel like if I drop it, it's just going to break. So I'm assuming it's definitely able to, if you're not very good, take a few more crashes and that. But I guess we will, I've already been flying the Mavic Mini for some time now, so I will dive right into this. But this is the carrying case for the Mavic Mini. It's obviously a lot harder. They're about the same size, so I don't really know why they couldn't have made a case similar to this for the Mini 2, because this I can just throw anywhere. It's hard case, and you know, they don't really move around in here either. So there's that. The only thing is this controller is like double the size, so that is probably why. But we will take this out first, this controller, and take a look at it. And similar to the Mini 2, the joysticks or whatever for the controller are just tucked right into it. So you can tell right away, I mean, this thing's, the Mini 2 is a lot slicker looking than this. It's a lot, this thing's really chintzy. It almost, like when I'm holding this, it literally weighs nothing. So I don't know, I just get a better rep from this. And this seems like it's a lot sleeker design, much better looking, and I don't know, I like the weight to it. It kind of feels good in your hands, and it's a lot better holding, definitely. The battery pack, pretty much the same. The batteries themselves, this is from the Mini 1, this is the Mini 2. They're pretty much identical sizes. Yeah, this is much lighter actually. We'll weigh those in a second just to see. So everything, the Mini 2 is all gray right here. The Mini 1's black. And then the drone itself. Yeah, I mean, so you really can't tell much difference from them just looking at them. I mean, they look almost identical. There's really nothing different about them. Nothing at all. You know, there's these open screws on the Mini 1, but that's really not much of a difference. The only thing that I can tell, like, right away is, like I said before, just the chintziness of the Mini 1. It was almost like they were trying to make it a little bit cheaper, but again, it was also the first Mavic Mini, so they probably didn't know if it was going to be very successful or not. I don't know, but they definitely spent some more time with the Mini 2. It's a lot sturdier, and yeah, it seems like it's a lot better quality. But I guess we'll take the gimbal off these. We'll take different weights, and I'll just kind of say the biggest differences of the two that I guess I found, and that I'll probably be using the most, because I use the Mavic Mini quite a bit. All right, we'll get this out, put it in grams. There we go. All right, so this is empty right now, the Mavic Mini. The one with no battery in it, 149 grams. We'll put the battery in it real quick. So it says it's 249, but 246, okay. So 246 with the battery. And this, the Mini 2, so this weighs more without the battery in it. So that kind of, I said this is lighter, so yeah, this is definitely heavier, just the frame in it. I'm not really sure what would have weighed more in it. I guess more of the features. But this battery must be a lot better quality because it's much lighter. So, and with the battery in it, 237. Okay, I don't really know. I guess they could have added some more weight to it. They're just staying shy of the 249. Or my scale's bad. Either or. Yeah, we'll tear it again. 158 with the battery, 237. Okay, so not much bigger with the battery in it. You could have added some more grams, DJI. Big mess up. No, not really, but I would say right off the bat, the biggest thing about this, you can see it right on the camera. It says 4K on it. It's kind of hard to see. Yeah, you can see it right there. But on the gimbal, the DJI Mini 2 has much better camera quality. So this, the highest the Mini 1 can go is 2.7K at 30 frames a second. The DJI 2 can go 4K at 30 frames a second. So, I mean, I really never even used 2.7K when I was flying the Mini 1. I would really only use 1080 pixel at like 50 or 60 frames a second. It just makes it really smooth, but I'll definitely be using the 4K because like the only other film I'll be taking is with my iPhone, which is also 4K, and I can go do 30 frames a second, so it just matches and it'll look much better in videos. But also, this can zoom. It has up to 4 times zoom, and the Mini cannot zoom at all. So I don't really know how much I'll be using that function, but I mean, if you're really high up and I don't know, you're looking at, you don't want to get close to something, you know, if you're in the woods or looking at deer, or you don't want to get close to them, whatever situation you're in, you can zoom in. So 4 times isn't much, but I don't know, it's better than no zoom at all. Yeah, so that's really that. The second thing is the controller, the weight in it, I guess, is really where the range comes in, because this thing can go up to 10 kilometers away, the DJI 2. The DJI 1 can only do like 3 to 4, I want to say. I can't really remember off the top of my head, but I know it's much, yeah, I think it was 4 kilometers, and the DJI 2 is 10 kilometers. So this also has OcuSync. So I'm not really super informed on it, but I know this runs off Wi-Fi. This is OcuSync, so this gets obstructed, the like signal between them get obstructed very easy. Like if you go in between any buildings at all, this thing is like done. So you have to have return to home on it, and you lose signal a ton on anytime I've like dropped below a building in me. From everything I've seen with this, I'll do another review flying, but this does not fly like, or the signal does not go away when you're going in between buildings. You can go in trees and shallows. This uses multiple frequencies or like channels, so you don't lose signal. It stays smooth. So I'm looking forward to that, because I use this drone a lot, and honestly the signal cuts a lot. I didn't like using it. So this doesn't even use Wi-Fi. The DJI, the Mini 2 doesn't use Wi-Fi. It actually uses OcuSync, which is a really nice feature on it, and I'm excited for that. And also, they say that this is a much safer flight. I mean, I don't fly it in a ton of winds, but when I get really high up, like in the mountains or wherever, I guess, this can handle a lot better wind. So the Mini 2 can actually go up to, they say, a level 5 wind resistance. It's DJI scale, and the Mini 1 is only level 4. So I guess this can go up to like 16 meters a second, and this is 13 meters a second, which isn't much, but I guess I could have converted it to miles an hour, but I don't know where my viewers are from because we're not on the metric system. But also, the like shots you can take with this are awesome. So I love taking panoramics, and this you can take a panoramic on. So I know you can't with the Mini 1. There's a bunch of apps you can download actually that will like combine pictures for you. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of a process to get that going, so it's much easier to just freaking use this. I mean, and just do a panoramic up in the sky. And you also get a well, they say it's an enhanced photo like in the app, but the biggest thing that I'm looking forward to too is like a boomerang. So I don't know, that's a lot of times Instagram uses it, but you can literally just like take a video and it goes back and forth, and then it kind of turns it into like a GIF or whatever. So it makes it really cool for that. But yeah, I mean, honestly, this has a lot better features for the cost. 200 more, I think it was. So this right now, you could buy it with the Fly More bundle, is $400 or $450, and this is $600. So 200 or 150 more for this. It honestly depends what you're using your drone for, what I would recommend. I mean, I fly in mountains and really far away. So I go and like up on ridges, and I fly down below, and I lose signal a ton with this. So this is kind of much better for me. But if you're just like, you know, doing some like property appraisals or something, and it's like of a house, like a 3-acre property, this is gonna be perfectly fine. I mean, it's the same picture quality, 12 megapixels. This takes better video, but I don't know, it's kind of up to you guys, obviously, on what you want, but depending on what you're using it for, just take in consideration, I mean, you're only spending 150 more for this. It's obviously the newer one, and you're gonna get a much better service, like just everything that's available. But whatever, I mean, it's up to you guys on what you want, and I hope you guys